I am Eric with Muathe.com. I greet you, beloveds, in the love light of the one Creator. In this short educational video, I would like to go back to a concept where there is visual evidence that big-time, long-term, medium-term decisions are made based on where an instrument is trading in relationship to its RSI 50 level. So we'll take a look at some couple of stocks to further illustrate this point. So let's take a look at RIG, and we can see this stock Transocean has been and was higher in the weeks prior and now has rolled over. So let me try and explain where this is coming from. This is the weekly 2 years of data. Now, to understand where this big decision of this recent rollover is taking place, I'll show you the long-term monthly chart. Now, here is the 3-year monthly chart. And what you can see here is on the monthly, a clear reversal lower for this month of July, which means that if this instrument is to move higher, it's going to have to clear this price area, and it's going to have to keep its RSI above 50. You can see for now, RSI 50 is acting as resistance, as stated. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is where big decisions are made in terms of long-term to medium-term holding. I'm talking months and years down the road. Probably not the kind of setup for most people because they're concentrating on the small time frame. At any rate, understanding this concept can help you gauge direction and momentum, because you always want to align yourself with a major trend. Again, we can see here movement and rejection above RSI 50, back below it with uniform action for the highs there in the mid-teens. Now, this is 3 years of weekly monthly data, with 3 years of monthly data. Now, if we take a look at all data monthly, going back to the early 90s, I want to highlight some areas here. Coming off 94, 95, there's this movement below 50, back above it with uniform action for the lows there. And of course, we get this nice move. I'm only going to highlight the main points so as to reinforce this concept. Now, we can see here rejection at RSI 50 with uniform action for the highs there before we get this pullback period of about, let's call it 18 months or so. Now, the next series of reversals are all around RSI 50. All of them. All of them around RSI 50. And even here, double top above 50, back below it. And as of this instant, for the month of July, down because of rejection below RSI 50, which means, again, if this instrument is to go higher, remember, it's essentially been trading below 50 since 08, 12 to 13 years ago. So, if this instrument is to go on a major run at some point, a major run will only come if and when it can climb above RSI 50, break out, meet the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout by moving its RSI at the very least above 50, which has been resistance recently, and moving the RSI to 3-year highs. So here we can see the power of RSI 50. Let's take a look at another instrument, RCL, to reinforce this concept, this idea, this setup. RCL recently also showing rollover potential here. This is the 2-year weekly chart. If we take a look at the monthly, we can understand why this resistance is taking place. There is a recent long time double top around RSI 50. Now, this is 3 years of data. If we take a look at all data monthly, we see it more clearly. It is well defined. Double top rejection here on the monthly for this instrument. Hence the highs there in the higher 90s. And here we can utilize one of my other concepts, mine, but shared freely with you. There's a backtest failure again, confirming this area as resistance. I believe I've talked about this in a separate video. Off the highs there, early 2020. We come back in 2021, double top rejection on the blue line. In other words, double top rejection on this backtest line. And again, to keep the theme of this video consistent, we see that it is also RSI 50 rejection. Now let's pause for a second here and allow me to highlight other RSI 50 areas of note. Here are some of them. Again, we could spend hours talking about all of these concepts, but we're just going to rush through some of the key areas. I believe this one is actually right here. So this support was right there, 2016. RSI 50, big deal, especially when it is confirmed by other RSI parameters. Remember, we already saw the backtest failure here. And there's another line confirming that this was an area to watch for those who know what to look for. Take the highs of the RSI. Guess what? It corresponds perfectly and aligns itself to this recent rejection area, which again happens to be around that RSI 50 rejection. Let's take a look at Boeing. This is a 2-year weekly chart, and we see that there's been a gradual pullback off the highs of March 2021. Where could this be coming from? Well, let's take a look at the 3-year monthly chart, and on the 3-year monthly chart we see that there is some evidence that it is aware of the RSI 50. Here rejected and now rejected. So if it's going to move higher, the monthly is going to have to reclaim the level above RSI 50. It also happens to be, again, an area of uniform activity rejection based on my uniformity concept, but I will not go into that in this video, because in this video we are discussing RSI 50. This is the long-term monthly chart from 1990. We seem to be forming a double top as far as this instrument is concerned. If it is below RSI 50, the long-term implications is that the pressure as of right now is pointing down until such a moment, such a time as it can clear this area and give itself an opportunity of pointing higher in terms of the price trend and direction. And as stated, and I will not be discussing this in detail so we can stay with the theme, it is also an area where we are seeing that it is coming to the uniformity line and is aware of this line. Bang, bang. That's the current resistance on the long-term monthly chart. Want to highlight some key areas here as the RSI 50 is concerned. Uniform activity below the line, back above it for the lows of 2011. Uniform activity below the line, back above it, confirmed with that double test of the 50. Hope you can see it. It held, and after holding, we see these are the lows of early 2016. By the way, it should be self-evident that when an instrument is bullish, the RSI is above 50. Everybody should know this, because the power, the momentum is above its normal range. So all of these are above 50. And of course, moments where an instrument is down, it coincides with the RSI being and staying below 50. This is just simple way of understanding energy. and recently below 50. How about one more stock chart? It is for Domino's Pizza, DPZ, and we can see a nice reversal here in early 2021, trading at all-time highs essentially. This is 2 years of weekly data. Let's take a look at the 3-year monthly, and you can see that RSI 50 has been used by the market for reversal. All of these were good entries, if not great entries. This is 3 years of monthly data. Let's take a look at all data monthly. All data monthly from 2004. 2010 lows. 2019 lows, as I just showed you, and 2021 lows. Major long-term decisions being made. Major long-term decision being made. Major long-term decision being made. Which, by the way, recent RSI lows generate a very convenient line of support. And as long as the instrument is above the red line, we are sideways to bullish at best. At some point in the future, quote unquote, a break below this line would signal the beginning of a change in direction. As a side note, how long can an instrument stay above RSI 69.1 and stay extremely bullish? As a side note, we stayed above 69.1 essentially from 2011 here to somewhere here, let's say, before a major pullback below 69.1, 2017. So we're talking about 6+ years. We're talking of a move in the lower 20s to about 175-ish. In 6 years. For institutions, perfect moving, powerful instrument. All because the RSI remained above 69.1 for 6 years plus. But that is just a side note. This video was about the power of RSI 50 and the major decisions a market can make around that threshold. So be it. I am Eric with Muathe.com. It is a great joy to leave you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Hence, go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai, my friends, Adonai.